And I'm back, just like that. So, in today's video, we are going to be talking about Ari. Yes, Ari Fletcher. I did not want to talk about this necessarily, but because it is going viral and I can see, I can see, the underlying issues. I thought I'd touch on this, because I actually had somebody else in mind to talk about, but that video was going to be a little bit more extensive, you know what I mean? Very detailed, just very detailed, very, I was going to say something else, but anyways, very detailed, so that can wait. Tedious. Very tedious. I've been working on that video for the past 2 days. Okay, so let's get into Ari Fletcher. Yes, the Ari Fletcher. Ari, if you see this, shout out to you. I believe she is an Aries. I believe she's an Aries. Let me check. Let me fact check. I'll be right back. So I was wrong. I was wrong. Halle Bailey is an Aries. But yeah, she's a Cancer. So I just looked that up. She is a water sign. I don't necessarily know too much about Cancers outside of the fact that they can. And Aaliyah J is a Cancer. I know that they are obviously water signs. They are not a cardinal sign, or they are. They are. Cancers are the cardinal. The cardinal signs is Libra, Capricorn, Cancer, and Aries. She is. So she is a cardinal sign. Hold on. Don't clock that. Don't clock that. So she's a Cancer. She is a cardinal sign. And she is, I know that Cancers are really emotional. They're water signs, so go figures, right? Which means they can be very emotional. I know they are big on loyalty, and they're loving on their loved ones, and leadership, leading in their own particular way that they choose to. And that's it. I don't personally know any Cancers. I have, met a few Cancers in my life, but it was never like real, like we locked in, ain't no switching up. It wasn't like that. So anyways, Ari is going viral for the past few days now, because I believe she got on Instagram. Y'all can correct me in the comments. I don't dig too deep into the situations. I just see them and feel like, hey, I want to talk about that. So, here we are. So, I think it was on Instagram. She came out with this video and she was like, y'all do not shop on Remedy by Ari's website, because my ex-manager, I'm no longer with my my manager that I was with at the time when I guess she created the business, and she came up with the idea and all that. And they are like, plus the girls are fighting. Okay, they are fighting. So supposedly Ari is stating that the girl, her name is Brittany, I believe, the girl, the ex-manager, locked her out of everything to do with Remedy. Remedy is Ari's makeup line. Remedy by Ari. I don't know if the manager helped her come up with it, or I don't know, right? The ins and outs of it all, but I just know that bitch locked her out of the accounts, and I don't know if it's the website, the business pages, this and that. She even went even further after that and locked her out of her Twitch, her TikTok, her YouTube, I believe. Really just violated Ari. I mean, violating her to the highest capacity. Like, to be locked out of your own shit is kind of crazy, right? So I have a few questions for you, Ari. What on God's green earth would ever cause you to hand over your passwords to someone? Like, and I know you're probably like, girl, but that was my manager, and I trusted her, and we had this bond. And all right, the thing about trust, right? I know a lot about trust, okay? Because I have been betrayed, like, to the highest capacity by many fucking people in my life, And I don't really trust anybody but God. I'll keep it real with you. I don't. I don't. And reasons for that is because trust is a broad spectrum. The spectrum is so broad when it comes to trust that it's just crazy. You know what I mean? Like, you can know somebody for one day and get betrayed the next day. You can know somebody for weeks and then get betrayed. You can know somebody for fucking months, get betrayed, years, and then boom, they betray you. Like, it's kind of crazy. You know how trust goes. Trust is only something that should be given to, like, people that you have an actual rapport with, right? And what do I mean by that? I mean a mutual respect. You guys have mutual respect for each other. You guys have an understanding with each other that, listen, girl, or listen, whoever, God forbid we ever go our separate ways, I'm just gonna walk away, because I don't do the tit for tat, I don't do the arguing, I'm not gonna be out and out on your business online and, just turn it into a shady ass bitch, because I'm not like that. But see, because you guys don't have the conversations when you guys meet these people and form these bonds, you guys just jump all in and, y'all partying and smoking and, going out to eat and, coming up with these ideas together. And then long down the road, you realize, boom, this person is a fake bitch. So I don't know, Ari, this is partially your fault, right? Because you should have never handed over your passwords to a bitch named Brittany. Shout out to the Britneys, but I'm just saying. Shout out to the bitches named Brittany. Handed over your passwords to the bitch named Brittany. Somebody don't want me to say this. I can't even get the words out. What the fuck? But it is still Mercury retrograde. I don't know if we'll leave that. No, Mercury retrograde officially ends April 9th. So yeah, it did end March 20th. I believe the day is, but it's still, we still got some of the effects. Like, it's still dwindling down. You know what I mean? So shit is really just not really where it's supposed to be, kind of, sort of. Anyways, for those of you that are into astrology, but. And spirituality, because astrology and spirituality go hand in hand. Okay, so I just feel like it's partially your fault, Ari. I do. I don't care how much you felt as though you could trust that girl. Deep down, you knew you couldn't trust her, but you went along with it anyway, because she wrapped it up with a cute bow and was like, girl, I would never do that, girl. I got your back. I fuck with you. Now here we are today. The bitch has locked you out of your accounts. You on social media looking crazy, and you need to know what passwords are. Passwords are the keys to portals, okay? And that is also now we're about to go deep. All right, so your passwords are your keys to your portals, to a whole new world. A whole new world. I think that's Ariel from The Little Mermaid. Shout out to Ariel. But And again, that's crazy because I mentioned Holly. I mentioned Holly in the beginning of this video, and she definitely played the black Ariel. Okay, so that's amazing. So I don't know what it is. Ari, did you feel as though like, you know what, you can't remember your passwords, you know, you're not good with that, so since this is your new manager, you feel like, well, let me give it to her, she can hold it down for me, or whatever the case is. Listen, you should have gave it to God, told God to keep a look over your passwords, and you know, you could have been fine and dandy, but no. We are always out in the world putting trust into people that cannot truly be trusted. And now we gonna get into this bitch, because she is a bitch. She is. So Brittany, whoever you are, yeah, it's your time to get your motherfucking tea clocked. So, okay, so you and Ari had a falling out, and y'all decided to go your separate ways. So you went home and to think in your right mind, well, shit, since she don't want to fuck with me no more, she don't want to do business with me no more, and she's trying to stop my bag, well, I'm about to lock this bitch out of all her accounts. How about that? She forgot she gave me all those passwords, and you know, just being spiteful. That is spiteful. That is spitefulness. That is fuck up. You are showing the world the type of person that you really are. That when you and somebody have a falling out, you will go to the ends of motherfucking time to cross them even more. That makes no sense. A bitch like you can never be trusted by a bitch like me. I don't trust you bitches. You know, because I'm the type of bitch, I'm gonna tell you about me. I'm the type of bitch where our energetic fields they're not a match anymore, and we are no longer spiritually aligned. I just moved the fuck on. I moved the fuck on in my life. I simply just walk away. You know, I don't think, well, shit, this bitch got me fucked up, so I'm about to tell, you know, all the niggas she been fucking, and I'm about to tell what she do with her spare time, and I'm about to ruin her reputation. Shit, I'm about to log into all of her accounts, and I'm about to start posting shady shit, and have her out here looking crazy. You know, but the truth is this. Not only are you spiteful, Brittany, you are very jealous. You have been jealous of Ari since the day you met her. Because no real bitch would ever give it up like that. Never. When shit is done, I'm going to start off by saying this. We are adults, people. So when shit is not working anymore, right, with another person, you simply walk away. You don't go home and listen to the devil on your left shoulder telling you, yeah, you need to come up with a scheme and a plot, and you need to do this and do that. You need to get that bitch back. You gotta, I'm going to tell you what to do. I'm going to tell you what to do, okay? You need to lock her out of her shit and do this and do that. And you really went home and listened to the badass voice in your motherfucking head. You's a dumb bitch. You are. That is fucked up. And for the people that are around that girl, Brittany, I wouldn't trust her no more. I wouldn't trust her. If I was her mother, if I was her other friends, if I was her man or the men that she's intimately with, if I was even her child, I would not trust that bitch. I wouldn't, you know, because for somebody to become that enraged with hatred and do some shit like that to a bitch that you were supposed to be managing, and because y'all fell out, now you feel like, oh, well, I'm gonna come up with this scheme and I'm gonna fuck her over and I'm gonna have the last laugh, bitch, you thought you were. Bitches like you can't be trusted. You have a lot of work to do spiritually, you know, and because this is a spiritual channel, I have to let you know, you have unhealed trauma within you. Because a healthy person would not do no shit like that. Healthy people, when they have a falling out with another person or other people, they simply walk away and you just continue on your life. La 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 dee, skipping down the road like motherfucking Dorothy in Wizard of fucking Oz, okay? But no, she let the jealousy and the rage and the spitefulness in her heart take it to a place that you didn't have to take it to. You know, so I hope everybody is paying attention to this situation, and I hope that we all are learning a lesson from this situation, right? The main one is don't give your passwords to no fucking body. Put it in the Lord's hands, lock it up, do what you gotta do, store it in your brain, and hey, hope for the motherfucking best, you know? And that's all really you can do. And you know what? I have to end it with this. You see, a lot of people truly miss the purpose of this life. The purpose of this life is to find your purpose, walk in your purpose, and then to always know that the Lord is watching you. The Lord is watching you. G-O-D, your father that created you from an egg and a sperm and put you in your mother's womb and had your mother push or get you cut out of her motherfucking stomach to bring you to this fucking world. He's seen everything that y'all been doing, you know? But specifically, Brittany, he's seen you. He's seen you listen to the bad voice in your head. He's seen you lock her out of her shit when you know that's not your shit. I don't care if you helped her or not. You decided to help her, but those are her platforms. That's her business. And whether you had a part in it or not, you could have took things the professional route. How about just go sue Ari? Because, you know, she does owe you a portion of this, and you did help her come up with this, and you are co-owner, blase blue, whatever the fuck the situation is. Take it the professional route. But no, you took it to hell. You took it to the low vibrational route, you know? At the end of the day, I'll say this. Ari, if you are operating in your life on the right side of your energy, which means that you are walking in your divine light, you are in your purpose, you are being who God sent you to be, and you didn't do anything maliciously wrong too, Brittany, well, you on the right side of your energy, you know, so don't stress, don't worry, you will get your platforms back. And even if she goes even further, let's say to maybe delete the platforms, you need to know yourself. VIA, the guy in Drake's, the old guy, the viejo in Drake's song that said that line. You need to know yourself. You need to know yourself, Ari, and you need to know that, well, I am Ari. I have built myself from the ground up, and whatever anybody feels like, you know, I don't deserve or is not rightfully mine, or, you know, they want to be malicious and let's say delete my platforms, you can just start all over. Start all over. Do not give anybody your passwords and build your shit back up from the ground. You know, it's pretty simple. You know, but just don't do no stupid shit like that again, because that was stupid. As for Brittany, God saw you. He's watching you, and he doesn't like you. You know, because God is not like ugly. God does not like ugly, you know? When shit goes, whatever the fuck it goes to, we as people are supposed to be the bigger person and walk away. You are not supposed to be showing narcissistic traits and acting like a narcissist and becoming a narcissist, you know, because little XYZ has happened to you or whatever the fuck the case, the situation is. You know? Just move on. But you took it to hell. So, you know, I want to say, I'm praying for you, Ari. I am most definitely praying for you, Brittany, that you seek the help that you need. Because karma is a motherfucker. You know, karma, the laws of the universe and God always watching you, shit will come back to you and it will bite you in the ass. It will, you know, and you won't understand it at first. You just think, oh, well, I'm having a bad day. You know, I tripped, I fell, I ran over a glass bottle, and I bust my car tire, then I crashed into a tree, and then, you know, then my kid's school called me with some crazy ass news, and, you know, and you'll just be thinking, you know what, maybe I'm just having a bad day. No. You're receiving the karma back from the fucked up things that you have done to people. So, I wish you all well on the rest of y'all journeys, and for everybody else, I hope you enjoy watching, and yeah, I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.